Her daddy was in the backyard mowing up a garden hose. What's up, y'all? I'm Alan Hain, the Lawn Care Nut. Thanks for coming back for yet another week. So today's video is gonna be rock solid and really quick because I've got a lot of information to get out, and I've got to get it out quickly because I've got to cover all of you from north to south, from east to west, from back to front. So today we're going to talk about pre-emergence, and mainly we're talking about pre-emergence for crabgrass, but these pre-emergents will stop other pests from coming into the lawn as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is tell you what products I recommend, and there are two that I recommend that are safe for all grass types. I actually recommend that you use a strategy that incorporates both of these products if you can afford it. The first one is prodiamine. To me, this is hands down the very best pre-emergent on the market. It's also called by the brand name Barricade. These are actually a wettable, granular, wettable powder here, but you can also find this in liquid. Typically though, I do prefer to work with the dry product. And here is dithiopyr, very similar chemistry, which we'll talk about in a minute, but it does get a little bit better with crabgrass in later stages. So when we talk about multiple applications of pre-emergence, it's best to employ a strategy that uses both of these products. Additionally, that'll stop you from running into yearly maximums because these products do have a yearly maximum on the label. If you're using both interchangeably, you can get a little bit more out of your pre-emergent. So the way a pre-emergent works is just like it sounds. It gets to the weed before it emerges. It basically kills it before it grows. So I'm just over here in the alley, but that's because I can find some dirt here. So the way a pre-emergent works is you put it down and it basically resides in the soil right here at the top. And that way when any type of weed seeds begin to germinate, they hit that chemical barrier. And the way that the chemical operates is it disrupts cell division in young plants, which basically then kills them. That's how it's a pre-emergent or a preventative. It doesn't allow them to even grow. Okay, now for timing. So let's talk to those of you in the north first. If you got a really bad crabgrass problem, then you're gonna wanna put down 2 applications of pre-emergent. I would put one down in the spring when the ground is no longer frozen, probably when the magnolia trees bloom. It's gonna be sometime after the red buds. It doesn't have to be right away in the spring like when the forsythia come out, but once you see the forsythia, the redbud, the crabapple trees, when the crabapple trees start to bloom up north, that's a good time to put down your very first pre-emergent application.
Crabapple trees.
And if you're gonna use the 2 products interchangeably that I recommended, this would be your first app then, a prodiamine app. For you northerners, cool season grassers that are putting down a second application because you've got a really bad crabgrass problem, now you're gonna use the dithiopyr and you're gonna put this one down just before summer. Now this is gonna vary, but the idea here is we're hedging our bets against a really long summer where that early spring pre-emergent can wear out if the summer wears on really long. And based on some of the funky weather you guys have had, I'm thinking we're gonna have a really, really long summer coming up. So if it were me, I would put down that second application of pre-emergent in mid-May. Not a day later, maybe a week sooner, but definitely not a day later than mid-May. Now, for those of you down here in the beautiful warm south like me, and even further south down here in Florida, we have a little bit different battle that we have to fight with our pre-emergents. You can use the same products, they're gonna work just fine, but we're gonna apply much earlier. In fact, right now we're at just past the midpoint of February. You wanna apply your first pre-emergent down here in the south now. I'm talking Bermuda grass, zoysia grass, St. Augustine especially. Get your first pre-emergent down right now or within the next couple days. Now for your second pre-emergent treatment, again, I recommend that you use the 2 products interchangeably, prodiamine for the first application, dithiopyr for the second. You're also gonna put down your second application sometime right there in mid-May to hedge your bets for the long summer ahead. Now you southerners, you've got one additional pre-emergent that you should do, and that's gonna be in September or October, hedging up for the winter. You have a lot of chance for winter annuals to come into your lawns, especially late winter, so by applying a pre-emergent in late September or early October in the south, you hedge your bets and kind of keep that year-long pre-emergent protection running strong in your lawn. The last piece of advice I'll give you is that with pre-emergents, they've got to be watered in. You can't put it down and just let it sit. If you're going to use a granular product, that works fine too. I'll link in the description below to a whole bunch of different products that you can get to, even outside of the 2 that I recommended. The key is to get those pre-emergents down and get them down pre the weeds emerging. As always, I'm Alan Hain, the Lawn Care Nut. Thanks for watching this quick tip, and I'll see you in the lawn.